Hey guys, welcome to another Tales of Middle-earth video. Back in May last year we released SBG Quest Moria, which is a SBG game based on Games Workshop's Warhammer Quest. But we didn't really do anything with it, we just kind of stuck it on the main website for download. We didn't do a battle report or how to play video, so that's what this is, and we're hoping to do a battle report as well on it. So this is just going to be us running through the rules. It was available to download on the main website, it still is, but we're also going to put it onto the Facebook group page in the files section, and a link will be in the description. I thought we'd just go through the rules. The first thing you're going to want to do is choose a warband. This is, you have one hero and 12 warriors, sort of per the normal rules. Since we wrote this, they have been upgraded to, you have different tiers of heroes, which you can still do in this. We'll change it to reflect that. A suggested warband would be a dwarf captain, 4 dwarf warriors with shield, 4 dwarf warriors with two-handed weapon, 4 dwarf warriors with bow. As you play this, you might get a bit more experience and realise that bows aren't really worth taking, so you might want to swap those out with some Khazad Guard or Iron Guard or something like that. Moria is a dark, lightless place, and the most important piece of equipment your warriors are going to take is the lantern. Your warband's hero must carry the lantern. The lantern will illuminate the current tile the leader is in and all adjacent tile sections. A note on the tile sections, there is a video guide showing you how to make the tiles, and that is here. You're going to need 4 passageway tiles, 1 corner tile, 3 T-junction tiles and 4 dungeon rooms, and a massive objective room tile. You can see how to make it there. If a warrior moves into a tile section that is not illuminated or is left behind by the leader, then they get lost in the dark depths of Moria and are removed as a casualty. You have to be careful how you move your models around here if you don't want that happening. If your hero is killed in the game, the lantern is dropped in the space where the hero is killed. Another warrior can then pick that lantern up and will become the warband's leader, and they also gain an extra, a single point of fate. If you're holding the lantern, you cannot voluntarily drop it. Now what you want to do is download the SBG Quest and print it out, and you'll find there are tile sections. You want to put those in easy to use, easy to reach. You'll have 3 decks of cards, which are the dungeon deck, the event deck and the treasure deck. You want to take the dungeon deck and remove the 4 cards that represent the objective room. The objective rooms are Balin's Tomb, the 21st Hall, the Dwarven Forge and the Throne Room. You want to shuffle each deck thoroughly and place it face down on the table. Take the 4 objective room cards and shuffle them face down and pick one at random and then put the rest away. This is going to be your objective. And this is what your goal is. In the rulebook, you'll find an adventure section which contains scenarios for each objective room. You roll 1d6 to determine what your adventure is, what your ultimate goal is. If you pick Balin's Tomb, for example, and then you turn to the Balin Tomb scenario in the adventure section, and if you roll a dice and you get a 3, you'll be playing the Last Stand scenario. Next, you shuffle the dungeon cards and deal out 6 face down. Now you take your chosen objective room card and shuffle it in with the 6 cards you've just dealt. Finally, you deal a further 6 cards on top of that, top of the 7 you've already got there. Now you'll end up with 13 cards, and your objective lies somewhere amongst the final 7. You could have a really short adventure and just explore 6 tiles, and on the 7th you've got your objective room, or it could be really long and you go for the full 13. The remaining dungeon cards are not used. You can put them to one side. You're not going to be using them, and you just keep this deck handy to reach. To begin with, you turn over the top card from the dungeon deck, and this is your entrance to the dungeon. place the corresponding tile section in the middle of your table, and you don't. The card may mention picking an event card. You don't do an event card for the first dungeon tile. Next, you place the model representing the leader anywhere within 5 inches of the chosen starting door, and then you place your remaining warriors around them, no more than 3 inches from the hero, and that's it. You're now ready to start. Only the leader can explore, so they need to move up to an unexplored door, and you can only explore if there are no enemies in the tile section that your leader is in. You must position your leader next to the door in an unknown part of the dungeon. In the move phase, you declare that you're going to explore, and when this happens, you take the top card from the dungeon, and it will reveal your next tile to place. You then take the appropriate tile section, place it anywhere on the table next to the tile that you're exploring. Sometimes a card will ask for an event card to be drawn, and if you do so now and follow the instructions on the event card, which we'll cover in a little while. Once the new tile has been put down and the event card is played, the Warband will be able to move into it. There's no obligation to enter a room once you've explored it, of course. You can then, if you've got split passageways, you can then go around somewhere else and explore that. And speaking of which, if you have like a T-junction, what will happen is you need to divide the dungeon deck, and this could mean your objective could be either left or right of the split. You deal from the bottom of the deck, and you deal one card to one possible new entrance, another card to another possible entrance, and keep alternating like that until the dungeon deck has been split. If you run out of cards or the Warband reach the end of one room without finding the objective room, progress in that direction is impossible, or you will have to retrace your steps and explore the other way. Some dungeon cards will ask for a number of chasms to be placed, or some traps to be placed. There are printable sort of tokens that you can place upon the dungeon tiles for this. You just print those out on thick cardstock and put them on the board. If you get a chasm token, the only way you can do it is jump it, and if you get a 1 during the jump test, you fall to your death and you're removed as a casualty. And any model that moves into a chasm for whatever reason also dies and is removed as a casualty. There are traps which you place down, and some of these, what they are is little 1-inch tokens. If you move onto them, you turn them over and you see if there's a trap underneath. It can either be safe, like the floor's unstable but does not give way, and once this happens you just remove that token, or the floor can give way and it will be like a pit, and again you fall down into it and the model that triggers it falls down to it and instantly is removed as a casualty. And then, like the chasm, any other models that move into that space have to make a jump test, and if it's a 1, they fall down to the death. There are also a number of dungeon rooms, and a dungeon room will offer you a chance to rest and gain reinforcements potentially. Before this happens, you have to clear each room of enemies. Each dungeon room also contains a little mini scenario that you can complete. At the start of the turn, if there are no evil models in the dungeon room, all good models are in the dungeon room. That means you can keep your Warband together in there. You can roll out a 1d6, and that many models that have previously been slain can return, starting at the furthest door away from the dungeon room. Even previously killed heroes can return in this manner. This acts as reinforcement. If there are no evil models in any tile and there is no need to make the roll, and all previously killed good models can return, and you place them anywhere in the dungeon room rather than start at the furthest door. The reason being, if there are evil models on the board, it means your reinforcements have to run the gauntlet to get to you. In fact, just makes it a bit more exciting. Most dungeon cards will trigger an event, in which case the top card from the event deck is revealed. If the event deck has a trap symbol on it, you resolve that immediately as described on the card. You can now place this card on the discard pile. If the event card has an enemy symbol on it, the Warband has been attacked. Look at the card to see how many enemies there are and take that many miniatures and place them in the tiles according to the rules for placing enemies, which we'll discuss in a moment. The card can now be placed on the discard pile. If the card has a treasure symbol on it, the warband's discovered something of interest. You look at the card to see how many treasures there are and then you take some markers or objectives or anything got. If you've got hands, we do include some treasure tokens if you don't have any scenery or anything suitable, so you can take those, print those out, cut them out and place them on the board. And again, you'll place them on the tile according to the rule for treasures, which we'll discuss in a moment. And then again, once you've done this, the card can be on the discard pile. When enemies attack the warband, it must be decided where to place them on the board. For each model that needs to be placed, either player rolls a 1d6 and consults the following chart to see where the model will be placed. On a roll of a 1, the good player chooses which doorway, either furthest or nearest to the hero. 2 to 3, the furthest doorway from the current tile is chosen. 4 to 5, the nearest doorway to the current tile is chosen. And on a 6, the evil player chooses which doorway, either furthest or nearest. No evil model can be placed in a doorway which the good player is entering from. Evil models can act normally when they are placed and can even charge if they are able to. If this is the first evil model to be placed, the evil player is considered to have lost the priority roll. After this turn, the priority rolls are made as normal. When a treasure has been discovered, it must be decided where on the new tile it has to be placed. Once more, you roll a dice to do this, and in this case the good player rolls a 1d6 and consults the following chart. The roll of a 1, the evil player decides where to place it. The roll of a 2 to 5 is placed near the centre of the tile as on a roll of 2 to 5 it is placed near to the centre of the tile as possible. On a roll of 6, the good player decides where to place it. No treasure can be placed within 1 inch of any model or any other treasure. The point of treasure, it will be used to buy reinforcement and heal heroes before the objective scenario is played out. So it's important for you to, as a good player, to collect as much treasure as possible, and equally important for an evil player to collect it themselves to deny the good player the opportunity. To collect treasure, a good model needs to move into base contact with it. As soon as this happens, the marker is removed and the top card of the treasure deck is revealed. This is then kept by the player collecting the treasure for buying reinforcements later, or if the card is an item, it can be equipped and used during the game. If you do use an item in this manner, it cannot then be used to buy reinforcements later on. Each adventure finishes in one of the objective rooms. When a warband enters the objective room, don't take the event card as you normally would. Instead, refer to the description of the scenario you're playing in the adventure section. This describes what lies in wait and tells you what you have to do to complete the quest. At this stage, you can use your treasure you've collected as a good player to recruit reinforcements and heal any warriors in the warband. There is a chart you can consult that tells you how much each item will cost you. 5 treasure will heal any 1 spent wound, might, fate, or will on the hero. 5 treasures will also buy you 1 dead warrior to return as a reinforcement. 10 will buy you 1 dead hero to return as a reinforcement. 15, all wounds, might, fate and will be back to the hero's starting values. If you spend 20 treasure, all slain models will return as reinforcements, including heroes. And that is it for the main rules. You can download, as I mentioned earlier, you can download this and have a look yourself. You can have a look at the adventure section here. So just to quickly go over it, the objective rooms are Balians 2, and in there you've got a scenario called The Book, where your players must find the book and escape from the rear of the chamber. There is The Last Stand, where the good player wins if you can reduce the evil force in 25% of your starting number before the good warband is eliminated, and escape the trolls, which is the good player wins if 25% of their models can escape from the rear exit. The 21st hall is another objective room, and the scenarios are the Balrog cometh, which the good player has to escape Moria. They win if 50% of their models can escape from the exit, but they are being pursued by a Balrog. The escape, where good models must escape from Moria, they escape 50% of their models can escape from the exit. And the cave drake, and again this is just escape from Moria, but you're being pursued by a cave drake. The Dwarven Forge is the beast cooler, and you have to kill the beast cooler in this one. Drums in the deep, you must kill the models currently holding the drum. After this, the goblins will lose their courage and flee the chamber. Relight the forges, and the good player, you must relight all 4 forges in that room. And the final objective room is the throne room, which is the scenarios are to kill the king, and in this you must kill Durbas. Clash of the Kings, you must get 50% of your models through the secret entrance behind the throne. And Dweller in the Dark, and in this the good models must kill the Dweller in the Dark. So we're hoping to do a scenario of this, and we're hoping you'll download it and play it and let us know if you have fun with it. If you have any questions about the rules, head over to the Tales of Middle-earth Facebook group or leave a comment down below and we'll try to answer them and clear them up. That's it guys, until next time, take care! Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Stick with the channel for many great videos to come.